Hello and welcome to Unnecessary Roughness, Barstool's college football podcast, brought to you and sponsored this year by Twisted Tea. And the ad says, share what you like about Twisted Tea. How much time you got, buddy? I got the peach in front of me. It is delicious. Kayce's over there with some Twisted Tea. Big Ev's got one. T-Bob's nursing one. We love the Twisted Tea here. It's a refreshing hard iced tea made with real brewed tea and 5% alcohol. Full of flavor, very refreshing. You heard that noise when he drank one. It goes down smooth, no carbonation, which makes it easy to drink all day long. It's the perfect alcohol beverage to keep the good times going all day long. Whether you're at a game, at the bar, at your friend's house, whatever. Just looking to get loose. Twisted Tea is there to turn your day up a notch, make it a good time. Keep it twisted. Grab a refreshing Twisted Tea today. Hello, Kayce Smith.
Hi, Brandon. I have good news for you.
What is it?
So we're going to COSM this weekend.
That's right, in Dallas.
In Dallas. And I was talking to their point of contact about all the different things we need to know for this weekend. And I said, do you guys by any chance sell Twisted Tea? Because that is our sponsor. And they said, no, we don't. But you know what? We'll make sure Brandon has an ice cold pack ready for him. So they are going to be taking care of you.
Good. If we're making a request, I'd like some cool, some peach Twisted Tea and maybe a couple ribeye steaks.
Have you gotten so famous now that you have a rider?
We could do one.
Wow.
We could definitely do one. Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Twisted Tea and two ribeyes.
Yeah, the first thing.
Brandon fucking rider, let's go.
I will say that. Remember the food last year? How good it was at COSM. Oh, the food's so good. So yeah, we'll be there on Saturday.
It was one of those days where I both felt bad for Big Ev having to watch his team lose on the big thing, but then felt okay for him because he was eating free food, watching in a cool atmosphere.
If I was going to lose a disgustingly heart-wrenching game anywhere, it was at COSM.
It might as well be at COSM.
I guess you're going to.
That's you Saturday night, maybe.
I guess you're going to be checking in on how I feel about that.
But I'm very happy to be passing the baton
to both of them.
People flanking me
to all
now.
three of them. So to me too. She's playing Notre Dame on Saturday night. He's playing Florida, and I got Alcorn State.
There we go.
No, we're past that with you.
Huh?
We're past that with you.
You've graduated.
We're past it.
I was giving you credit.
You guys don't.
Yeah, we're past that.
You guys don't understand that now that Mississippi State has a little bit of life again. I'm going to bring them up every show, every subject, every segment.
No, but that's a good thing. So you don't have to worry about Alcorn State because you're better than them.
Well, I was never worried about Alcorn State.
I know.
That would have been.
I will
bad.
say that I'm extra nervous because COSM's always great, and obviously it's my hometown, Dallas. And so I've got girlfriends coming. We all went to A&M, and they are like the very if they lose, they might cry type of people. So it's going to be, it's going to be tough.
Are you all going to wear your class rings?
First of all, they're not class rings. They're called Aggie rings, and yes, of course,
that was a very innocent question.
No, he was being an asshole.
I don't understand.
That was a very innocuous question. Your guard's up too much.
Hey, you know that all Aggies wear them at all times.
I
really?
don't know
at
that
all times? Is
yeah.
it on now? It sure is. Okay.
It's like you showing me your wedding ring all the time.
Okay.
I did not know that. I stand corrected.
That really wasn't a troll? It was a troll.
No, I mean, it was a troll. Okay, yes, exactly. It was a troll, but I didn't know that y'all literally have them on at all times.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a game day, let's throw on the ring.
Wait a minute.
This.
Let me ask you a question. It's Saturday night in the summer, and we're going out in New York City. We're going to the best club in New York City. You're wearing your Aggie ring?
Okay, so this is where, I can admit this now.
You stick it in your purse or something?
No. So when you live in Texas, it literally every day you put it on. Like every single person I knew, and I lived in Texas for a long time when I was working at ESPN, I always wore it. Moved to Boston, still wore it every day. Still wore it on TV. When the first day at Barstool, Dan came up to me and just mocked it. Just absolutely was like, what the fuck do you have? Joking. I didn't wear it for years because I was like, well, maybe it is kind of weird. Now, yes, I would put it on because it has all the diamonds and it's pretty. But I was shamed out of it for a little bit in New York.
Live your truth, girl.
I'm living it. But the girls that are coming, they're wild ones.
I pulled out 3 games to talk about. Then we'll do our categories as we always do as we get looking forward to a week 3 that's full of some interesting matchups. A couple of ranked on ranked matchups. I think it's pretty good, and I think the SEC starts to shake out. Is the first conference to really start to shake out because we got three or four key matchups in the SEC.
Yeah. My sucking of the teeth is something that was maybe instinctual, but I don't like because college football always delivers, even when it looks like it's a light slate. By the end of the day, you're always like, wow, that was awesome. Look at this, look at that. Maybe on paper, entering the week, it might not be the best.
I think it looks.
I think it looks pretty good.
I think it looks
cool.
okay.
You know, fuck me.
Yeah,
I'm wrong.
Too.
I'll fucking suck.
It's better week 2, better than what week 2 looked like. And week 2 ended up being pretty damn good.
Well, especially for you.
Yeah, especially for me. But then most things are involving me, so it doesn't matter. Before we get to the games, I would like to talk about the Associated Press Top 25 voting process and how right now, the whole internet is shaming one young lady, Haley M. Sawyer, who's a USC beat writer. They're shaming her for not deserving her vote. And I'm not going to sit here and white knight for her. She does not deserve her vote. There are probably let's say there are 200 AP voters, I'd say maybe 120 don't deserve their vote. It is an antiquated system based on beat writers being the dominant force in college football 60 years ago. Now, beat writers are some of the least educated people about college football because they're just covering one team. So she voted last week, and she had South Florida unranked, and she had Florida number 14. I don't know if you read all the papers last week. Florida lost to South Florida.
I did, yes.
At home. So most people responded accordingly and voted Florida behind South Florida. She was asked about it, and instead of doing what she should have done, saying, hand up, I fucked that up.
Yeah,
I messed that up. I just either didn't look or it slipped my mind. I was doing it in a rush. I fucked up. I shouldn't have said that. She basically said, LOL, tough. I guess I made a mistake, but this stuff doesn't matter.
No, she didn't say mistake. She said
this stuff
she has
doesn't
a
matter
system.
anyway.
She has a system.
Trust the process.
Yeah,
Just
she
like
wants to talk about the process. She didn't want to talk about her
system.
system, and she's like, and then she's like, my vote will get covered up by all these other votes anyway. None of this matters.
So 2 things. One, the fact that this happened the day after we had the spirited debate on this very program with Liam Blutman, I thought, man, I bet Blutman wished this happened. And 2, T-Bob said he fell in love with her because of it.
I think a couple of things.
You flash a pretty smile at T-Bob, he's done.
That's not true. That's not true. Okay, first off, I'm a deeply unserious person. And so I like when people get enraged about dumb things. And so, yes, her smiling and laughing and everything, like, yes, the troll in me, that appeals to me. On a more intellectual note, this is being blown so far out of proportion as to the point of absurdity. She made a mistake, and yes, she should have owned up to it instead of how she handled it. But honestly, the rest of her poll is solid. And I go back to kind of the Wikipedia metaphor that I used earlier today, where like Wikipedia, you can go write anything on Wikipedia, right? And you can go edit up. But on the whole, just through humans wanting to be right, wanting to try their best and whatever they do, like it ends up being really great information and mostly accurate and mostly correct. And that's how I feel about the AP. Now, I was a bit shocked. I thought the AP voting pool was a bit bigger this morning. It's actually 62.
62? Okay.
It's 62. So that's a more valuable vote than maybe I'd previously given credence to.
Yeah.
But I think my point still remains that A, like if you're attacking this girl over this, just fucking chill out, dude. It's fucking college football. And B, I think the AP poll is mostly correct the majority of the time, especially by the end of the season. And if you disagree, again, that is the point of the College Football Playoff Committee. They're supposed to be your cabal of football experts that watch everything and then rank it independently of what the AP says.
My only thing with her is if you decide to go on a podcast and say none of this matters, the second you sign up to cover college football, you're entering a world where, you're right, none of it really matters in the long run. I mean, look at the events of the world today. None of this matters. None of what we're talking about fucking matters. But when you sign up to cover college football, you're signing up to give a product to an audience, and you better believe it fucking matters to them. And college football matters to the people that consume college football. You better treat it like that.
I don't want to be misconstrued as being like cynical, like it's just sports, it doesn't matter. Though if you're attacking her, you should like realize that.
Stop attacking her, yeah.
Yes.
But I more mean like she's literally right, and this one fucked up vote does not matter. It is a mistake that gets washed out by the correct votes.
I'll say it because I'm the female on this show. It makes it 10 times worse that she's a woman. We all know that. Like for the people online,
there are other bad voters.
And that's what I was going to say. And like there were other people bringing out that men had equally as bad votes. Hers was just more glaring. But that's exactly why she's getting more attacked. I'm not saying people wouldn't attack men, so of course I'll probably get attacked for saying that. But it does make the situation worse. And had she just come out and been like, guys, I fucked up. I didn't see the score of the game. It happens. People would still be mad, but they can't make fun of her as much. But Liam, I know you've been shaking your head over there. I can understand why, if you hate the AP poll voting system as much as you do, this is a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's a lot to say about this. Like there is a lot. She's getting so much hate because she is a woman, and the clip was out there, which gave more people more reason for whatever sick and demented reason in their brain to go and attack her and make her miserable. That stuff's garbage. Unfortunately, time and time again, we see college football fans who are so passionate, college football fans are evil, man. They just are, and they'll go and they'll attack you and they'll make your life miserable like they're making hers, make her go private. That stuff ain't right. Now, to get away with that and just speak solely on the topic at hand of the AP poll, we do forget she did have Kansas State ranked ahead of Iowa State until this last voting block. Not great. Now, we do forget there are plenty of other voters who go out there and do absolutely horrendous things. There were 9 other AP voters who had SMU ranked while not ranking Baylor, even after Baylor just beat SMU. There's a guy who moved Notre Dame, Chad Bishop, moved Notre Dame from number 8 in the country to unranked after the bye week. Like, this is all goofy, hilarious stuff that is happening.
0-1.
How about what's this one say? Did not have Florida State ranked after the Alabama win, and then dropped Ole Miss to unranked after they went and beat Kentucky. Alabama over Florida State, Florida over South Florida from Cokie Riley.
Yeah.
What are we doing there?
Wait, hold on. Cokie, that's my boy. That's an
Well,
LSU
then tell your
writer.
boy. Ask your
Wait,
boy
what
why
happened?
We
Alabama.
don't know what
Cokie
the
do?
fuck he's doing.
What did Cokie do? What did
Why
Cokie
is
do?
Alabama ahead of Florida State, and why is Florida after South Florida or above South Florida? Like, what are we doing there? Ask
Look,
your boy.
Alabama's got a really high
Cokie
You
blue chip
got-
ratio.
text your boy.
Alabama's got a really high blue chip
let's
ratio.
Like,
we gotta be
wait,
real
yeah.
and serious.
Yeah.
There's-
Water
Big-
carriers.
Big Ev, what do you think?
Oh, that's
I have
bad,
more,
Cokie.
but
That's bad.
I'm not someone that's got. I think since the 12-team playoff started, I've been less opinionated about the poll because, in the sense of picking the playoff, which is what really matters, it doesn't matter. But obviously, it's a bad look when you have like Liam just laid out a bunch of different people who are voting on this who just have no idea what's going on. Because these are things like, you don't have to watch the game, just look at the scoreboard. Like,
Yeah,
just flip
true.
through
Yeah,
the ESPN
yeah.
app. Like, it's so easy.
I mean, honestly, I
like
think
they're
that's-
doing clearly the not even paying attention to like the grassroots of what's going on.
I think she mixed
That's
up.
a big issue.
I think she mixed up the score. I think
Which
she
is a
should-
terrible
But that's,
job.
what I'm saying, that's like
agree.
crazy.
I
You don't even
agree.
watch college football.
That's-
like
I-
it was one of the biggest. It was the biggest story of the day, basically.
It's a really bad mistake because it is very important when you're voting and it's a small voting pool.
62 is way smaller than
And
I
so,
thought.
yes, so like she should not have done that. I'm not excusing that because if it is your job to vote in something that is so important, we argued about this on Monday night, you should absolutely be paying attention at least to the box scores. And it doesn't bother me near as much because it's not actually deciding the college football playoff at the end of the day. If the AP voters were sitting there and they're like, we now are sending everybody to the college football playoff based on this, that's why we have the committee. So I'm okay with that.
but Liam's point, they have influence.
Yeah.
though.
They do. They
That's-
absolutely
they
do.
definitely have
I
influence.
don't,
and
I
they
don't
shouldn't.
know. I don't know if I agree with this.
I
At
don't
least
know
some,
why we
at
act
least a
like the
little bit.
playoff committees like on this golden platter
not-
or
no, no,
whatever,
no.
and like they're all these
But I'm not
great
gonna-
ball
No,
watchers
for
too.
sure.
No, some of them are like school presidents, but I'm not gonna like lose my shit over this girl or those guys in
I
week
understand
2
that.
when like she's not sending Florida over South Florida to the playoff.
I understand that. Chad Bishop, I just want to keep going because this guy's an absolute buffoon. And if everyone is cooking,
Yeah, we gotta
Haley,
cook- we gotta cook
You
him,
gotta
too.
cook
Yeah,
Chad.
yeah.
So don't send hate to Chad. I don't condone that. I don't like that.
Just
stuff.
be like,
Chad
your votes are
Bishop
bad.
moved Arizona State from number 12 to unranked after they beat Northern Arizona. All right, whatever. How do you have BYU ranked number 8 and then drop them to 25 after a 69-0 FCS win? Explain that one to me. A 17-point drop after they won. If you believed in them to be a top 10 team, why does killing an FCS team make you think so differently? How do you drop Tulane to unranked after they beat up on a Big Ten Northwestern team, albeit it's Northwestern, but you had them 18, you moved them unranked? That stuff doesn't make sense to me. And like... You have such a duty, like a cherished duty that others would kill for, and like this just you have a responsibility, man, and at least back up your reasoning. At least give a reason why. You don't get to just go out there and poof, poof, poof. Look at me, Tulane. You're done after you win. You don't, back it up.
It's
That's a fair point.
it shouldn't be beat writers anymore.
No.
It shouldn't be beat writers.
No.
Beat writers, their job is to cover the school they're covering. T-Bob hates this take. He disagrees.
What?
He hates this take. We've
I love
argued
beat
about
writers.
it. He loves beat writers. Beat writers can serve a useful purpose, but beat writers cover one school. And that means when they get to a game, 2 hours before the game, they're going down the field. They're trying to look for anybody in a walking boot or anybody serving academic suspension. And then they go up and they have the pregame buffet and they stuff their face. And then they watch the game. They type up a blog. And then they go down on the field to do the press conference after. A 3-hour game for them is probably 10 hours of work.
Yeah.
They're not watching.
No.
If
There's
you're
a lot of second and third screening going on.
that's fine, but that's at best that's what they're doing. They're doing over the shoulder. Oh wow, TCU scored. They're doing that. They're not watching. This is antiquated thinking. In the 60s and the 50s and the 40s, when beat writers had to be at every single game, and we didn't have every game on TV, they were the most learned people about this. They are no longer that. They have to focus on one school. Listen, I'm sure Billy Lucci himself would say that somebody who makes his money off pleasing Texas A&M fans isn't watching Miami and Florida State as closely as somebody else. And I think we need like 30 Liam Blutmans. That's what we need.
Agreed.
And
I agree.
Clone
when
him.
you said that this
Amen.
morning, I giggled. I had a smile. And I thought, Brandon, that's the highest of praise. I decline we had the whole gesture,
Right.
whatever. I can't speak English.
I never know gesture. I was gonna say gesture.
Like, I declined because I know
Gesture?
I have inherent flaws too, and I still don't get to
But
see
you watch every game.
But you
watch
know everything
so
that
much,
happened
but
in every
I still
game.
miss things. I think the irony of this all is the best system is a computer.
But Blutman,
No, gross.
if you don't, if
I
you
think it's the
can't,
irony of it all.
if someone like you can't rank these teams correctly, then nobody can because you watch it all. But T-Bob, when you were at LSU and you had to talk to those beat writers and the guys that covered the school every day, do you think they gave a shit what was going on with Ohio State that day?
So what I would say is yes. I think beat writers love this sport as deeply as anyone else.
For the school they have to
And it
cover.
may be tough. It may be tough to no. Every beat writer I've met, for the most part, is obsessed with college football as a
but
whole.
they have to focus on their school.
On game day. But I would hope that knowing the majority of them that I've known in my life, if they're an AP voter, they're doing their due diligence, trying to catch up with these other games in the manners that they can. Because the only way you stumble into being a college football beat writer for the most part is you just fucking love college football. So I don't think it's fair to say just because their job is to cover this team, they can't keep track of everything that's going on.
No, I think they definitely
There's
love.
avenues to doing so in the internet age.
I think Brandon made some good points though, just in terms of their job description. They
They're not watching live. They're not watching live.
They don't have the commitment, and most
But
of
are
them
they watching
because
not
honestly,
live?
the people who go back and watch like real like tape, honestly, are more than anything a lot of like serious gamblers, and like maybe even some like TV people, like our guys on Fox, like those types, like they'll go back and watch tape after. But I think beat reporters just by their job description, like like Brandon said, they're not sitting there watching 20 games on a Saturday.
They're paid to put out a story about whatever school. They may love college football deeply, but their whole job revolves around one school. And now with the internet, we can all watch every
I
game.
think we're painting with a very broad brush saying that these guys, that if you're an AP voter, that you don't do, or at least that the majority of them, the vast
The majority of them do, but we will
Don't try to do their
we
due
will make fun of the
diligence.
ones who don't. And these people that he just mentioned obviously don't. They
I mean,
don't.
BYU 69. It's against the honor code. They deserve to get kicked out of the top 10.
All right, fair. Then what about this? Brian Walker, you talked to me about these two ones. Arizona State received 94 points while Mississippi State received 52. Neither of them ranked, obviously. And then SMU received 26 points. Baylor received 7 points to be ranked. You want to explain those ones?
So that one is less egregious to me because Baylor did get thumped by Auburn in week 1, and they're both 1-1. I would have SMU over. I would have Baylor over SMU, obviously. But Mississippi State's 2-0, Arizona State's 1-1. They met on the field. Nobody's beaten Mississippi State. Baylor we've seen them get beat. So that's less egregious.
42-point difference
but
between you and
again, you could find they're all trash. We're getting bogged down. We have way too much to talk about to get bogged down on this stupidity.
The rivalries, the marching bands. Saturdays are made for football, and DraftKings loves us so much that they are offering the college football game of the week with a special profit boost for all customers, all customers. But you have to make sure you opt in this Saturday, and you'll receive a single-use profit boost token for the game. So whether you're betting on your go-to team or an underdog, Saturdays are yours to own with DraftKings. So make sure you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. As always, use code ROUGH, ROUGH. That's code ROUGH for all customers for the special profit boost on the college game of the week in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. And make sure you opt in. There's a button that says opt in. Make sure you opt in.
All right. We got I just pulled out a couple games to talk about. A couple of them are. Well, I'll start with you.
Okay.
Why not? Why not start with you?
Bring me into the Thunderdome.
So this is a gigantic game. It
Yes,
is
it
a
is.
gigantic game for what Texas A&M has, left on their schedule as an SEC team to go where they want to go and be special. They would almost certainly have to have this one under their belt. And Notre Dame needs it worse. Notre Dame is a team that played for the championship last year, went to the playoff, but they lost to Miami in week 1, and then took the weirdest bye week I've ever seen in week 2. And they're at home. If Notre Dame loses this game, I think you can go ahead and cross off the Irish. I think that's it. I think that's it for this year. We might have said that after Northern Illinois, but this would be 2 losses in the first 2 games. This is a gigantic crossroads in week 3.
Well, and Ev, you said that when we went in. I don't know if it was going into
I said
week
it
1
before
or
the Miami game
Yeah,
that
that's
they
right.
needed to win that, because if they didn't, then this game becomes an absolute must-win. I think if they lose to A&M, they have their playoff chances are 10%. They would need some real serious bounces their way. A lot of SEC and Big Ten teams taking 3 losses. A lot of things, all the ACC teams all beat each other up and lose a few games. They would need a lot to happen, I think, if they lose this game to get in the playoff.
Well, I mean, if they lose to A&M, they're probably not a good enough team, in my opinion, to then even run their schedule.
Yeah.
Right? Regardless of what happens with the rest of the country, they'll probably just be out of it because it's just not their year.
I think coming in, I would have called this game a disgusting, offense-free, defense-loaded game. A&M coming into the season, I thought Notre Dame's quarterback looked really good.
I'm kind of excited to see
CJ Carr
CJ
looked really
Carr
good.
again, dude.
They'll probably, I bet they've spent 2 weeks talking to Jesus and saying, well, we did not get Jeremiah Love the ball enough. I
Definitely
bet they're coming
married,
out
for sure.
with
It's
that.
married.
There's going to be a revised game plan for Notre Dame. I think the offense will be good. A&M's offense under Marcel Reed's been really good. Their defense has been very, very, very suspect so far.
Yeah.
So these are 2 teams you thought were going to be built on defense, or at least I did. And instead, we might have an offensive game.
So last year they played. We all know that week 1, A&M lost 20.
Slobber knocker.
Yeah, it was a very slow game. They lost 23-13. A&M's offense looked awful. Now the difference is that Connor Wegman, who obviously is at Houston now, he is not a running threat, and Marcel Reed is a threat. And A&M has 2 incredible wide receivers that we've talked about so far this year. So that's the difference, I think, for me with this offense, is that they now have to worry about Marcel Reed taking off and running. Like you mentioned, the defense is a little suspect. However, UTSA, Utah State, whatever, those are tune-up games, and I'm not going to say I was happy with them, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to say the defense is going to be as suspect, because I do think that when you get up for a big game like that, it's going to look different.
Do you feel tuned up?
Do I feel tuned up?
Yeah.
I'm fucking ready for Saturday.
Ready. Okay.
I'm fucking
Kayce,
ready.
you're right, because those were tune-up games. I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, but I was curious because, like we said, A&M's defense felt suspect.
No, it's not good.
Right
It's
through
not
2
good.
weeks.
I
So, I'll hop on my favorite stats site,
good.
cfbstats.com, conferences, scoring defense.
I love CFBstats.com.
It's the
It's
best
the best.
website
Shout
ever.
out to CFB Stats.
It's the best fucking website ever.
Mr.
But
CFB stats.
SEC, scoring defense, where does A&M rank?
I'm going to say 13th.
Dead last.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
23 points a game.
No,
Third
it's not
to
good.
last.
And that's playing
Third to last with
And
311
that's
yards
playing
per game.
UTSA and
Utah
Utah
State.
And you're going to Notre Dame.
yeah,
You know what? People say running the ball on defense travels well. You know what doesn't travel well?
not playing good defense.
Yeah.
See, this is what I don't even
I'm
want
not
to go.
even
I don't even
trolling.
want to hang
That's
out.
reality.
I know,
I was shocked when I just read that.
No. The defense has been really bad. The defense has not been good.
Falco's a
and-
defensive guy too, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
which is, I may sound stupid come Saturday, but I do trust that he is going to game plan. Obviously, Marcus Freeman and everybody involved, they're going to get Jeremiah Love the ball more. There's no doubt. Every time they've lost a game in the last couple years, they've not given the running back the ball enough. However, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm concerned for Mike Elko's defense. I'm not happy about it, but I'm not concerned. Does that make sense?
Well, I'm fine with it.
Like I'm in the middle
I
somewhere.
disagree with you, but it's
Yeah,
not my
I
team.
think-
it's
I'm
yours.
not like scared. I'm not shaking scared, but I'm definitely not.
You trust Mike
confident.
Elko.
I'm super confident in the offense.
Okay.
Now.
Ev, I mean,
Ev, something's been on your tongue for a
I know
while.
I have concerns. And it's it's not even just the yards, like the big plays, big
Yeah.
chunk plays on the ground too. Like
been
letting
looking
these
ahead,
lesser
fellas.
teams with lesser offensive linemen gash them for big chunks. I know it's scary. Kayce, I've told you already, like I love the over in this game because
Yeah,
the
that's
thing I
Ev's
do
big
like
play.
A&M's offense, and I think they have a lot of speed. I'm a big Kayce Concepcion guy. Like I'm
Hell
Marcel
yeah.
Reed. They obviously, like you said, they didn't play him last year, but it's at Notre Dame. They had an extra week to prepare. I think they have the coaching edge. Like I think they'll win a close game, but I think it's going to be high scoring.
But I mean, it seems like most in the room believe Miami's good, right?
Yeah, I
yes,
think Miami's
do,
fantastic.
definitely.
Well, like they
Talented
barely
as hell.
beat Notre Dame.
I also think that game was a more thorough beating than the score indicated.
I would agree with that as well.
That's fair.
It took CJ Carr really turning it on.
But that's what Notre Dame does, man.
Right,
Like they're a second
1,000%.
half. They're a machine in the second half. They just don't quit.
But I do think Miami was much better than them. Than the score said. You guys aren't going to tear me down right now, okay?
Nobody's trying to
No,
tear you
we're
down.
not trying
no,
to.
no,
Not
we
trying
are
to.
doing
none of you are
objective
trying.
analysis.
Listen, I know-
Analysis.
And analysis.
Analysis. I know none of you are trying, but it's still no. Like it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday afternoon. We have to do the college football show tomorrow. I'm going to have the same vibe. Fuck everybody, okay?
Yeah.
We have not beaten. And Billy Lucci sent us this in our group text the other day, T-Bob. We have not beaten a top 10 non-conference team since like the 70s. Okay, we need this bad.
It's time.
On the road.
Hey,
On
what
the
do you-
road,
Look,
on the
it's
road.
only been 55 years.
Yeah, it's not that long.
Like y'all. That's not
That's
long.
barely a senior citizen.
No.
Yeah, like in medieval times, that might have
See,
been like the average life expectancy.
I'm going to
maybe,
ask
once
for
you made
my
it past
own
childbirth.
booth on Saturday.
That's-
I don't want
that's barely- that's
I don't
barely
want
a
to sit
senior
next to
citizen.
people.
Is this the biggest game of your life?
No.
What was the biggest A&M game of your life?
As a young child, the 1998 Big 12 championship, Sir Parker, that was a big one, beating
look at
Kansas
that.
State. That's
yeah.
my favorite game that I remember.
Were you on your last year's Texas game?
That one was pretty awful.
There was a trip to the SEC championship on the line.
Yeah, no. I mean, A&M with when I was in
The
school.
second Alabama game for Johnny when it was at home and they ended up losing. But
What is it? No,
what? That was a big game.
that's not the biggest game of my life.
That felt
Sting
big.
UCLA.
I don't listen. This is one of the biggest. There's no doubt. And the Texas game last year was huge because we hadn't played them in forever. I do think that this offense, like all jokes aside, that this offense is so much better. And I know teams are going to be different from year to year. I thought CJ Carr for Notre Dame looked great, but my whole concern going into the Miami game with them is like if they don't have the right game plan, which they absolutely did not, they're not going to win. And A&M's going to be able to score. A&M could not score against Notre Dame last year, and they'll be able to score this year.
You know who hasn't looked impressive this year to me?
Who's that?
Transitioning games now.
Look at you.
Because I just didn't have the heart to pick Notre Dame to win in front
No.
of you.
Honestly, I want to hear everybody's pick right now. Go
Right
ahead.
now?
Go ahead.
Under. I think we're coming into this game feeling exactly like you're thinking. I think people are saying, "Oh, the quarterback for Notre Dame looked good in his first start, and Marcel Reed looks good for the first start." First of all, I'm not a big Marcel Reed believer. I just think you give Elko. Those were tune-up games. And Elko's probably been looking towards Notre Dame for a while now.
It's an
and
issue.
I know for a fact Notre Dame staff has been looking at A&M for 2 weeks. I think defensively both these teams are coming out a lot better than they've been. I think you're looking at another 13-10, 16-13 slugfest.
I do think that
You
there's
don't like that at all, Big F.
I think it's going to be higher scoring.
that's his.
I think
one of
it's
his
going to be
favorite
like
plays.
31, I'll say 31, 26.
There's something about my mental image in my head of these two teams playing, and I can't see the scoreboard going that high.
Seems
Well, it's-
impossible. They
well,
would
last
score.
I
year,
just
I
don't
mean,
think
it was-
Notre Dame's defense is as good as it was last year either.
not.
That's the other part of it.
And A&M
And
has a
A&M's
way better
explosive.
offense.
They are.
Yeah,
They are explosive offensively.
I know you're not a big Marcel Reed fan. However, he is going to be much better for A&M than Connor Wegman was last year. But the reason you can't get that out of your head is because that game last year was exactly what you just described.
Yeah, I'm
It
still
was-
going
it was
under.
tough.
Well, I kind of like what Brandon's doing here because like the numbers don't support it, but
Zag, I mean.
the zag is not bad logically in terms of where the focus has been, game planning, etc. I don't know if I'm willing to make a spread pick yet, but there's too many elements working against the Aggies here. That's not even a hater pick. It's It's Notre Dame at home. Yeah,
Yeah, it's Notre Dame at home. I mean, it's not a hater pick, Big F.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame's going to win. I'll say 31-26. I think A&M covered the spread. They'll keep it close.
Blutman?
Well, I needed to give my thoughts first. I'm looking at Texas A&M's offensive line, who has been elite through 2 games,
Facts.
albeit tune-ups, against Boubacar and Notre Dame's front, who did generate good pressure against Miami. Booba. So I'm looking at that, and on the flip side, you guys kind of talked down the Aggies defense, but Cassius Howell is a game record who's going to get legitimate first-round hype, if not higher, into a top 15 range. That's a Maction kid, Bowling Green, who's blossoming now at A&M, had back-to-back-to-back sacks in three straight plays last.
It's like a perfect inning.
He's an immaculate.
Oh,
inning
that's what it is.
deal.
Yeah, it's an immaculate series.
So Cassius Howe, I'm looking to see if he is able to wreck Notre Dame's offensive line, who struggled mightily. This is trench warfare on Saturday in this matchup. I'm not giving the pick.
Okay.
I'm not either.
You just said Notre Dame at home.
Notre Dame was getting hate.
At what point did I say that?
Did he not just say Notre Dame at home?
He said under. He only said under, and he said
No,
Notre
he said
Dame.
Notre
He
Dame
said
at home,
Notre
right?
Dame at home.
He said, I'm not
going to
pick Notre Dame in front of you.
He said it
didn't
was
say
not.
that.
He said
He'll
it was
have it.
not a hater pick by me because Notre Dame.
He's agreeing with me.
100% didn't say that.
You said no, like you understood going against Notre Dame at
Yes.
home, like it's up against it, but you didn't give a direct pick. You said under.
I said under.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought
That's
you
all I
said.
said.
You guys
I'm
were
pretty
giving
sure.
hate to the bye week. It is a tactical masterclass kind of bye week if you think about it.
It's
Marcus
fucking
Freeman,
yourself down the road.
It's an all-in bye
correct,
week. I
but
agree.
Marcus Freeman's had a lot of time to whoop him into shape and get him right for us. I think it's going to be a fascinating clash.
Bullshit. I'm doing the win horse thing right now. He said Notre Dame at home, and you said it is Notre Dame at home. That's where I get.
No.
You agreed that it was that Notre Dame is playing
I
at
think
home.
They're definitely playing at home.
No, I
No,
know.
he
that's,
meant it.
Sure,
no,
it's South
yes,
Bend.
yes.
That's
Can
that's
confirm
why.
in South Bend.
To be
Yes.
clear, he just meant it to justify that I was not making a troll.
No,
pick.
that's why I'm doing this. I'm like putting together that you were just
Okay,
justifying
yeah.
that it's not, right. So you
I am
made
not
it.
made a pick.
tennis.
And I'm not gonna make a
Bro,
pick now.
she
Jesus
told
Christ.
you she told you she was tuned up.
Yeah, Jesus Christ,
No,
lady.
no.
It's Wednesday at the
Hey,
time recorded,
don't
and
do
she's
that.
ready to go.
No. You can pick Notre Dame if you want.
I haven't. I'm not. It's fine. Kayce, who are you picking?
I'm gonna take A&M.
Wow.
You know what I will say, and maybe this is a bad thing, and I know Mike Elko. It was last year whenever he said that they were getting ready for Texas, and I can't even remember who they were playing now, and he like slipped that they were getting ready for Texas.
Yeah, he definitely did.
It's not phenomenal that it would be a look ahead couple weeks, against UTSA and Utah State. Now I'm okay with it. Okay, fine. You were looking ahead to week 3 in South Bend. I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
Just
now
make
you
sure,
want them to be
now
looking
I
ahead
want them. Now
to
it's like,
explain
okay,
the bad defense.
we made it through the 2 weeks. Okay, the defense didn't look great, but it's because Mike Elko's been looking ahead to South Bend.
All right.
Point blank.
We have 2 more games that I just pulled out, and then we got all the categories, so we don't have to spend a whole lot of time. I think the other 2 biggest games of the week are Tennessee, Georgia, and USF, Miami. Does anybody disagree with that selection of games? I mean, those are all 3 ranked-on-ranked matchups. I got other key matchups like Vanderbilt, South Carolina, of course, Ole Miss, Arkansas. Like the SEC's got some sneaky
LSU,
action.
Florida,
this-
LSU.
LSU, Florida. Thank you very much. I guess is Florida still ranked?
No.
Technically, no.
I don't
Okay.
think so.
all right.
Well,
In
But-
Chad Bishop's poll. No, I'm just kidding. Chad, I don't know.
Haley's poll.
if you had to pick the biggest game in the SEC, I think it is clearly in Knoxville, Tennessee, with Tennessee and
Definitely.
Georgia Saturday afternoon. I gotta say, the early returns on Georgia are unimpressive to me. And
Their
Tennessee's
offense
got
is
their
not
starting
good.
2 cornerbacks out, their best 2 cornerbacks. I don't know if that matters against Gunnar Stockton. I look at this game. I look at Heupel. I look at the juice they seem to have. I look at what Neyland's going to be like. I think Tennessee's beating Georgia on Saturday. Somebody talk me out of it.
Well, my only problem is, are we all starting to feel that too much? Like, is the tide turning to the point where it's becoming? And I don't know. Or do you feel this is becoming a very public play here?
So let me
The lines moved a ton.
Let me just say this.
ton.
I am very cognizant of when that happens.
yes.
I think on this show and on the college football show, every single person to a man felt like Mississippi State was going to take down Arizona State.
Oh,
Or
that's
at
true.
least
And they ended up doing
It's
it.
true.
I feel like we were all on.
Yep.
We all
all
thought
picked
that was
Mississippi
right.
State.
We all thought that was going to happen, and it
that's fair.
happened. Sometimes the public side is the right side.
Yeah, and to be clear,
True.
that's like an illogical fear to base takes off of because
Yeah.
it's not based on how you actually feel about the game. Because I agree with you. It feels so much like Tennessee, Alabama last year. Alabama entering the favorite on the road, not looking that good. Tennessee looking slightly more solid to this point.
Well, I mean, Tennessee went out and traded a bad quarterback for a better quarterback.
didn't even mean to.
It didn't mean to. Yeah, and didn't do it on purpose at all. And it just happened. And Georgia went out and traded a quarterback who looks like he might be finding a second life in Miami to a quarterback who doesn't look all that great. So, quarterback alone, I'm leaning towards Tennessee. I'm leaning towards the offensive coaching. I don't know that Neyland Stadium gets enough credit for it. It's
Incredibly loud.
unbelievable.
It's
I don't know that it's
unbelievable.
Tiger Stadium in LSU, but I think at a big game like this, you remember the
Oh, it
Alabama game a
definitely
couple
is.
years ago.
It definitely is.
The Alabama game a couple years ago when they won 52-49. I think pound for pound, it's up there with the toughest environment in the country.
The game we went to, when the Ole Miss game, when they were throwing shit on the field, like
Yeah.
that was.
This is the dirty secret about stadiums is like it's almost better to tier them than to rank them, because once they're in the top tier, and the sound noise is indiscernible when you get into the top tier. Like Tennessee in a big game, 100,000 strong, going insane. It'll be as loud of an environment as you will find anywhere in the entire country.
Did you ever play a big game at Tennessee? I know you played the
So
game
it's
against
interesting.
Tennessee at home.
Yeah, we played at Tennessee my senior year, and they were not particularly good, and it was still as loud as anywhere I've ever played in the first half. It was a close game, and then we ended up going, I don't know, we beat the fuck out in the second half. But yes, so it could get, and that was when they weren't really even like good. So now they got Georgia coming in, and they're good, and they fucking hate Georgia.
Yeah.
It's going to be loud.
Gonna step on their face with a hobnail boot.
Yeah. Oh.
That's what Georgia did to Tennessee some years ago. Remember that?
No, is that like an old? Is that a Larry?
That was Larry Munson.
What's a hobnail boot?
Don't know, but I
good
think
say,
sounds
so.
good. Yeah.
I want to say it was 2001. Tennessee had been national title good for a couple of years. Georgia was trying to come back up, and I believe fullback Veron Haynes got loose for a game-winning touchdown against Tennessee. And Larry Munson said, "We just stepped on their face with a hobnail boot."
Oh.
You know.
I was going to
Oh,
say
you
Larry.
don't want to get stepped on by a hobnail boot. Look at these.
Larry was always a big wee guy.
Yeah.
I like that about
Oh, the
Larry.
old guys were.
Yeah.
The old Jack Crystal for us, Kaywood Ledford for Kentucky, John Ward for Tennessee, and then and obviously the guy we just mentioned, Larry Munson.
They're just like cleats, but
That's
like
a
on
tough
boots.
boot.
Look,
Yeah,
Kev.
they stepped on their face with a hobnail boot.
That's brutal.
That's brutal.
Where are you leaning, Big F?
I think I lean. It's because the gambling brain in me. I like 6.5 a lot better than 3.5. Needless to be said, a lot of these games have a ton of line movement. This game came down a ton. I lean Tennessee because honestly, I agree with a lot of things you said, Brandon. That Georgia doesn't look great. Honestly, I think a bigger concern. I look at some of the stats websites and stuff like that. Their defense hasn't been all that great. I know they haven't let up like a ton of points, but I mean they played Marshall and Austin Peay. And they move the ball. It's concerning, especially with a passing attack like Heupel and Tennessee will have. And yeah, I agree with the other point, Brandon Miller, with Gunnar Stockton. Like the corners, I think they matter less when they have that type of offense where they're not looking to air it out a ton. They don't have great weapons on the outside. So yeah, I definitely lean Tennessee at the moment. I think is it weird that I almost say I trust them a little more? Like I feel like that's
I kind of
it
feel
sounds
that
crazy.
too, and that sounds
it sounds
crazy.
crazy to say that. I almost felt like gross saying it out loud when you're talking about Kirby Smart and Georgia. But I think at home I kind of do trust them a little bit more.
Well, let me ask you guys this. A lot of the trust for Tennessee through 2 weeks, and we didn't know what they were going to look like with this new quarterback. A lot of that trust is built on them hammering Syracuse and then beating Nobody State the other day, 77-0 or whatever they beat them.
Nobody State.
But
partially
given
it
what we
is.
know about Syracuse now, do you revise anything about Tennessee?
Well, I would also say this though. I think the trust
Yes,
also
you
does
have
go
to.
back to the Heupel as a whole, the Heupel
Last
era
couple of years
as
of
a
Heupel.
whole, where there's been a consistency there that. I think it's why we ranked him so high when we talked about SEC coaches on Monday's episode. So it's not just those opening 2 games, though they looked impressive.
I know it's not. It's kind of a cop out, but we said the same thing on Monday's episode. Is that first of all the Syracuse game, whatever. But this is when we're going to find out exactly who these 2 teams are. Which if I'm going to pick right now on Wednesday, I'm leaning Tennessee. I could easily see switching it back. I'm not looking at what Tennessee has done, and I mean, nobody was more wrong about Joey Aguilar than me. I was incredibly wrong about him. I did not think it was going to work out this well, but having 5 touchdowns, combined 500 yards against the 2 teams they played, fine. Let's see what he can do against a Georgia defense.
So
It is going to be quite the step up.
if
for
Georgia
Aguilar.
loses this game, 9-3 or 8-4 watch is on.
yeah.
And
Yes.
because I don't think they have the special. I know they got some transfer receivers, branch from. I don't think they've been special at receiver in a couple of years. I don't think they've been special at running back in a couple of years. They're not special at quarterback now. I don't know where they're special other than the defense. So, but if they lose this game at Tennessee, they still play Alabama later. They still play Texas later. They still play a resurgent Georgia Tech later in Atlanta, right? So
yeah.
they
They got Auburn. Auburn's better
Auburn's
now.
better,
At Auburn, and that's that's a South Solis rivalry.
That at Auburn is nothing to smile at. I like that. If Georgia loses this game and starts off 2-1 and they're 0-1 in the SEC, the road to the playoff is very tough for them.
Why can't Georgia get good skill players?
I think
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, they do, but they employ Mike Bobo.
correct. Oh, that's that. So once was it Monken a couple years ago that was getting the best out of everybody, and then the second he left, you just stopped seeing the
Monken, no,
development.
look, don't make no mistake. Monken and Bennett were quite the combination, but their great superpower was when it mattered the most,
Yeah.
they would turn it on the most. They were incredible in the biggest games.
Well, George Pickens, Lad McConkey, Brock Bowers have not walked through that door since they left.
No, and to be fair, like those, look at what they're doing in the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, even like James Cook, like they haven't had.
Yeah.
They don't have guys on offense.
James-
Just hadn't really happened.
They got a freshy running back they really like, but they still have like Zach
They
Branch,
always
who's
have a
another-
freshman running back they like.
Zachariah
True, but
Branch
they
is the
have
most
Zach-
overrated college football player I've ever talked about for multiple hours of my life.
All right, well, he's still
What has
on
he ever done in college football?
the sick kick return.
Against San
He
Jose
had a
State 2 years ago?
Massive touchdown array for Georgia. Look, he's electric player, super fast, super twitchy, lightning in the bottle. That's his thing. He's trying to catch lightning in a bottle, trying to break off a big play. Noah Thomas, I think, is really good. I think they're stacked in the tight end room. I just think Mike Bobo nerfs them.
Zacharias Branch career average, including through this year, is basically 3 catches for about 40 yards
He ain't done nothing yet.
per game.
So
But he's a great talent.
Casey's about to read an ad, but I just got to correct one thing. The most overrated player in the history of this podcast since we started is remember Eric Gilbert, the
Oh my
the
God.
9-star.
LSU tight end.
Rick Gilbert was a
Georgia,
dog, though,
too.
dude.
But
I
not-
still don't know if it's a Rick or Reek, Eric. There's a lot of
Yeah.
debate, but mental health got him.
The 9-star tight end that played at every school in America.
His mental health got him. He got caught breaking in that vape shot in Nebraska. I always hoped that he was going to find
There's
his
still
way.
a coach out there thinking they can.
Well, I mean, it
can get him
sucks,
right.
man. It's a sad fucking story because, like, he's
They can save him.
he's a
Adonis.
true NFL talent.
Yeah.
They could save him for sure.
All right, what you got?
Viore is incredibly versatile and comfortable, perfect for whatever your day brings. The weather is turning a little bit, so maybe go get you some leggings, some sweatshirts, some Sunday performance joggers, Brandon. You're gonna wear. I actually was thrown off that you're wearing shorts today.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was so thrown off.
Well,
You're wearing
warm.
shorts.
It's warm here today.
Well, you need your Sunday performance joggers, okay?
I
You need
do.
to get those. They're ideal for fitness, running, and training, but also stylish and comfortable enough to wear all day. I wear every which color I could. I have every color in the book right now. I love Viore so much. Viore is an investment in your happiness. For our listeners, Brandon, 20% off your first purchase. Get yourself some of the most comfortable and versatile clothing on the planet. Viore.com/roughness. That's Viore, VUORI.com/roughness. Exclusions to apply. Visit the website for full terms and conditions. Not only will you receive 20% off your first purchase, but enjoy free shipping on any U.S. orders over $75 and free returns. Go to Viore.com/roughness.
So one more game here before we get to everything else. It's USF Miami, and USF has been a great story early in the season. They beat Boise State to sleep to start the season, then they go on the road and beat Florida. Am I wrong to think that the University of Miami Hurricanes absolutely tapped them titties this week?
Tap
Hell
that
no.
ass.
They are gonna beat the shit out of you.
That's
Shit
what
out
I
of
think
them.
I
too.
respect USF. When you see a spread like this, they're gonna win this game by 30.
I think they're going to absolutely fucking
Beat
destroy
the
them.
shit out of them.
Because you're saying, like, oh, you're like 17 and a half. USF's been great. Like, I have to take 17
like,
and a half.
when you just
but it's
see-
showing you that Miami's that
when,
much better.
when you like, I know there's stats to back it up. They don't have like the exact numbers off the top of my head, but like when there's big matchups like this between two like top whatever like 15 teams, and one of the teams is like a 2+ touchdown favorite, like they more times than not just beat the brakes off them.
Miami's
sense.
offensive and defensive line overwhelmed Notre Dame.
yeah.
I think the offensive lines of Notre Dame or of South Florida and the defensive line of South Florida are in for a hell of a trip.
I also
this week.
think the Miami's, I mean, the way they're going to be able to run the ball, I mean, they're just back the receivers they have, like they're going to score a ton. And I like at USF's defense, like they've obviously held themselves up very well. I mean, Boise barely scored on them. They were able to hold Florida, 15, 16 points, whatever it was.
Boise kind of got in their own way. Like Boise should have
did,
scored.
big time,
Boise
big
dominated
time.
that game for a half and scored nothing.
Like, I mean, just
early
Miami's,
Florida was
turnovers
kind of the same
killed them.
way.
and Miami's just so like you saw it against Notre Dame. They're just so talented
Yeah.
on both sides of the ball. I mean, they're going to get after the quarterback. I mean, USF is going to have one hell of a game plan. I don't even know if that's enough. I mean,
They've been the
Yeah.
and I don't want to say cute like patronizing because I don't mean that. They've obviously been one of the big storylines and it's been the David versus Goliath thing. Florida's just not good, and I agree with you. I think Miami's going to kill them. Miami also, I mean, they played Bethune-Cookman last week, right?
Yeah.
Like that was just another little tune-up game. They've been watching film on this game. I love Carson Beck. I don't know. Are you still as high on him, Brandon?
Yeah,
are
I
we?
think he's terrific. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think they're going to just absolutely destroy them.
Liam?
Yeah, no point in even saying any words. You guys sell them all.
How do we feel about Byron Brown this week, though, Liam?
I mean, I'm excited for them. If USF wins, I retract what I said the other day. They should be a top 5 team.
God, USF would have the chance to do something truly incredible here. Just seems like too high a
But
hill to
listen.
climb.
Even if they lose 38-7, I think
Doesn't matter. It's still a
if
good
they get
team.
through their conference and they win their conference,
Yeah.
they're 11-1. They're still cruising to the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely.
They
Losing to Miami
is
is
I don't know
a
about
dangerous
cruising,
word
but
to use.
I said if they go 11-1 and win their conference, they're cruising to the playoff. That
Correct. Cruising is still a very dangerous use.
even the
Yes.
scenario I just laid out.
Yes.
Yeah,
if
'cause
they
if
if
Florida
they're
Taking
ends
all,
that spot, in
I think,
don't
I think
know.
Tulane's got a shot.
If they're
Like, they're
only-
playing Duke this week.
guys, if their only loss is to Miami, who's also in the playoff, they're cruising.
Well,
But
but there
hold
could
on,
be
no,
an
but
there
if
could be an
guys,
undefeated-
guys,
just runs
there
the
could be an
table?
undefeated G5 though. Still,
That's what I'm saying. If Tulane runs the table,
Well, if UNLV runs the table,
Them
you're
two, they're
damn
the other
eligible.
team, I would say.
What,
I think 12-0 UNLV against 11 or 13-0 UNLV against 12-1 conference champ USF with a win over Florida and a loss to only Miami. It might be
I
USF.
would agree with
It
that.
I
might.
still think it
So-
might.
It
But
might.
even-
Cruising, okay, fine, fine,
Correct,
cruising.
wrong word.
Cruising
But
was
even
a bad
Tulane
word.
Tulane, like
is semantic argument.
Tulane would have multiple G4 or Power 4 wins.
But if Miami is in the playoff, that's the big thing too, because the committee is going to look at that. If it's a close game, especially, like say it's they don't get
well,
beat,
close
like
game would help.
Uh,
for
we're
sure.
65
arguing-
to 10.
we're arguing
The
Right, it's-
hypothetical.
we don't
Yeah,
get so
yeah.
far
The
down
Tulane
this.
South Florida thing doesn't even matter. They just play each
Yeah,
other.
they're
in
playing the
conference
conference, so that doesn't matter.
That's true.
I'll make
yeah,
one
fair.
point in this game. It's kind of a perfect spot for Miami here to really gain some hype. I mentioned the term jobber earlier, right? That's like a wrestler that you put against a big guy, right? Just to
make
give
him
him a
look good.
win,
Yeah.
make him look good. USF is better than a jobber, but this kind of has a jobber sort of feel.
Well,
A little
Oh,
bit.
I
yeah.
like that.
They're a G5 team, a good one with a number beside them.
Yeah.
that they didn't
Yeah.
have 2 weeks ago.
Miami's biggest problem is going to be that feels like the most rat poison susceptible team in the country. Like, are they going to have these great big early wins and then start to kind of suck their own dicks? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
All right. So we have you got another advertisement. I don't have number 3. I have 4.
No, but you have your
Not
one
yet.
of your favorites.
Anytime yet. I
Oh,
got one
yes, I
coming.
do.
And it's one of our categories.
Yeah. Well, we're going to start the categories right now. We're going to go into that so we can talk about the rest of the games, and we'll do that through the categories. But before I do that, let me just say, because there's a lot of, we're going to have an under the radar category in a minute, but I think there's a lot, like Arkansas Ole Miss is a game it's going to be worthy. LSU Florida is a game that's going to be worthy of being talked about.
Vandy, South Carolina.
Vandy, South Carolina, I think has
That's
a
me and
chance
Ev
to be
off.
the game of the week. I think that one is going to be absolutely fantastic. Just looking down the road and everything.
Pitt, West Virginia, by the way.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Backyard brawl, baby.
I know we talked about it in week 2 with rivalries.
7 points.
They hate each other.
Absolutely hate each other. So yeah, I think this is a Clemson Georgia Tech. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Clemson Georgia Tech, which Georgia Tech wins.
We'll do the categories. Let's do the
Not enough.
categories.
Okay, all right.
Wisconsin, Alabama?
After, everybody, shut up.
You shut up.
You shut up.
You shut up. You look
You
nice
shut
today,
down.
Brandon.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I know your ring. I know.
I'm married.
I know you are.
Okay, just relax.
I'm an Aggie.
It's on my right hand at
T-Bob,
least. Okay.
you're joking, but if you give me
Don't, Brandon. Don't do this.
you give me an army full of West Point graduates, I can win a battle. You give me a handful of Texas Aggies, just sit down. I can win a war.
Yeah.
All right, General. You know who said that? General George S. Patton.
You know, if I could go back.
That's who Texas A&M fans lie and say said that.
No, he said it. Prove he didn't.
Prove he did.
Prove he didn't. Prove he didn't.
Nobody
If
ever said any quote. That's what we're.
I will say that if I could go back with like a Men in Black, you know, they can like zap your
A
brain.
neuralizer, yes.
That's one I would take away from your brain. There's probably many, but that quote I would love to just.
That's not even as bad as the nut grabbing.
But that didn't happen.
You've seen the nut grabbing.
No, what's a nut grab?
No,
Texas A&M
don't do
grabbing each
this.
other's nuts.
No, they don't
Oh,
grab.
that's
They
just what
grab
the
their
boys
own
do.
nuts.
That, boys will be boys.
They grab their own nuts, not each other's nuts. Please.
Lukey, Google search and show me that the fact that they don't grab their
Their own nuts. They grab their own nuts.
Texas
and
A&M nut
it's
grabbing.
one photo. It's one photo from like the 40s. You guys are such fucking haters. By the way, you would love a game at Kyle Field.
It's awesome. I used to wear a Texas A&M T-shirt in 7th grade all the time because I went to a game and got a shirt and it was crazy. And then somebody. Oh, that's okay. Never mind.
Good job on the pulling up, Lukey.
I got it.
They did not grab each other's nuts. See, their own nuts. You're allowed to grab your own nuts.
It's actually way cooler if you're grabbing each other's nuts. Because then you're like, oh, yeah, what's up, dude? This just looks like you're a bitch. If
What
you're
do you
punching,
mean?
it looks like they're punching themselves in the dick. You know who were pretty gay? The Spartans. They were all gay men banging each other. They were the most
Okay.
badass soldiers ever.
They beat Boston College in overtime.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm
Don't you
saying,
ever talk
dude.
bad about King Leonidas. That is
Exactly. No, I'm not talking bad. They were literally super gay.
She's talking about the sexualized version played by Gerard Butler.
Of course
That's what
I
she's
am.
talking
And he
about.
was super sexy too. I'm just
course
saying,
I am. No,
all the
I'm-
guys in
by
that
the
movie
way-
were banging each other historically. It's way more lame to punch yourself in the dick than to grab your boy's nuts.
I just want everybody to know, because Lukey is doing a search right now. You reference that. There's literally one photo from like the 40s. Everything he's like,
I can't even.
that's a no. See, listen,
I can't even see that screen.
That's not the 40s because it's on ABC and
Are
it's
they
in
trying
color.
to do like a soprano thing?
No, that's the Army.
Yeah, that had like promos for Lost on it. You're saying that was from the 40s. That said, watch Lost later
the
on.
core,
Watch
okay?
Jack and Kate escape the island.
Once I saw that it was in color, but it's one photo.
He's
Okay.
getting, look at him.
You're
He's
literally,
getting a-
literally fingering butt.
Oh,
getting a
like
little
A&M's
goose.
football players, the only ones in the dog pile that have ever fingered each other.
I
Christian
only knew
Wilkins.
what's one sentence. Haynes King's a good football player. Wonder if he can hold up all season.
Chicken jockey.
I'll tell you what's going to hold up. The game of the week this week, which is brought to you by Cracker Barrel. Our
God, I
game of
love
the week
Cracker
segment
Barrel.
brought to you by Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel is giving you all the more of what you already love. And it says, literally, insert what you love about Cracker Barrel.
Brandon, go off, King.
Everybody relax. I love the rocking chairs. I love the checkers game. I love the actual checkers that you can play on the barrel at the end of every row. I love the lattice on the sides. I love the store. Frankly, I love the bathrooms. There's no better place on the highway to stop at the bathroom. Anyway, I love the sunrise sampler. I love the smoked sausage. I love the baked apples. I love the hash brown casserole. You know what I get? I believe it's on Tuesday nights. Don't quote me on that. It might be Monday night. Their best thing they do is a fried pork chop, and I'll get in there and I'll get the fried pork chops. I'll get hash brown casserole. You know what my other side is?
What?
Hash brown casserole.
Oh, double it up, baby.
double up.
I double
Double it up.
I'll also get a little fried okra and just, oh my God, a little sweet tea. Heaven on earth at the Cracker Barrel. It's even better than I remember. Cracker Barrel is bringing you more crave-worthy comforts, country hospitality, and all the more to enjoy. Swing by and visit Cracker Barrel today. And I bet if you're listening to me, you know exactly where your nearest Cracker Barrel is because that's how good it is. All right. The Cracker Barrel game of the week is Kayce Smith.
I mean, it's A&M Notre Dame. It's absolutely A&M Notre Dame. I'm not even gonna try to lie or argue, make another point. It's A&M Notre Dame.
The Cracker Barrel game of the week, Big Ev, is...
Let's get into it. Georgia Tech Clemson. I just want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. One of my favorite games of the week. Another game you want to talk about line movements came down a ton. I've obviously imagine a lot of that's from Clemson looking very lackluster. I would go as far to say a legitimate scare. They were down 16-0. Very scary moment for them. They did come back. They won the game by 10. I think it's a fascinating game. I think Georgia Tech, we've talked about it some in the Colorado game. Obviously, they had a lot. They lost turnover about a 3-0 on the road, but they still won the game. They ran for over 300 yards. It's a very good, experienced team. An offensive line that we thought had a lot of questions has done very well so far to start this season. I think Georgia Tech is very live to win this game. Very live. Clemson's been obviously very unimpressive. I think Georgia Tech can absolutely win this game.
Have you
Give me
seen-
the 3.5, please, at home. Please.
Gotta love a home dog that's looked better up to this point.
That, by the way, I used my team as an example last week, but don't discount a hungry home crowd.
Hungry home
that can
crowd,
fucking
hungry home
taste
dog.
it, that hasn't been here in a minute. You know,
They've also lost 9 straight to Clemson.
Georgia Tech is a team that is kind of coming back. Brent Key has built this thing back, and now this is the perfect opportunity to grab that huge home win where it galvanizes everybody.
Have you seen all the things Dabo's been saying about it?
I don't.
Like he said,
I'm almost to the point where I'm no longer concerning myself with what Dabo says.
But it's almost like he's saying, like he said they haven't had the rat poison, talking about Nick Saban obviously, but he's like they've had the you suck poison. He's comparing this team to the 2016 team, and it's like so calculated that I'm almost buying more into it. Like he's like talking so down on them that I feel like it's odd for Dabo to talk down.
It's
on
not
this team.
poison if you have sucked.
The dangerous thing about Clemson though is, regardless how they played, we have seen what they can be.
Yeah.
And so there's always that just random does it click. Do they put it together for an afternoon?
Say it, Big O.
No, but have we seen what they can
Well,
be?
no, so
what
not-
can they
no,
really
sorry,
be?
so okay, but
this isn't Deshaun Watson. This isn't Trevor Lawrence. This core has done
nothing.
They won the ACC last year. That's good for them. In a bad ACC.
They backdoored their way into the
And
playoff.
they unimpressively lost by 2 touchdowns to Texas in the playoff. That's what this team is. I admit it was. I had the moment after week 1 against LSU. I was like, I'm a fool. Why did I buy into this core that hasn't done anything?
Well, they did win the ACC.
But they won a bad.
ACC.
But this is still the ACC. This is the
barely-
ACC game that they're
barely-
playing in.
They were up big on SMU.
I think
Almost lost the game.
I think it's a different ACC this year, though. They got to
Correct.
avoid Miami, right?
Agreed.
They played SMU in the championship game. They got a lucky break that's who they had to play.
And they let
And I-
SMU dink and dunk their way back into it. They gave them everything in front of them. We have not seen what Clemson could be. If we're going to see what Clemson could be at their best, Dabo would hand the keys over. He would have handed the keys over to Garrett Riley and said, "Hey, go do your thing offensively. Maximize our potential offensively. Stop running my outdated garbage." Clemson's elite defense that we've talked about. Lukey sent this one to me a few hours ago. That pass rush, it's got Pierwoods, it's got TJ Parker, so much talent. They are the 5th worst pressure rate of any pass rushing Power 4 team. They are just ahead of Baylor, UNC, NC State, and UCLA.
Yikes.
This is an elite level of talent that they possess, and they can't generate any pressure. And you say, oh, well, maybe the other team's running the ball like Georgia Tech's going to be. No. I believe 34.5 pass attempts were averaged in those 2 games. So the heart and the soul, the great parts of this Clemson group aren't even generating anything. Why should we buy in this team? I'm glad that I had that realization right before the season began and said, yeah, this team's getting mushed. And I'll use that as the excuse, mushed, when in reality, it's just Dabo ain't fit for it anymore.
I'm taking Clemson.
The
For all the things, I'm taking Clemson. Like, I feel like now it's gone, like, they suck. It's over with.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm taking
Cracker
Clemson.
Barrel game
I
of the
don't have a
week.
pick for a game.
also, you know who I love? Buster Faulkner. One of the best OCs in the entire country. He's great. Georgia Tech's, whatever. Anyway.
T-Bob, the Cracker Barrel game of the week is.
LSU, Florida. I'm just like, we
have kind of didn't pile on you like we talked about your game. We're not giving him enough attention for the fact that this is a big
2-0.
Yeah, no,
It's a big early season game for LSU. That's all. LSU the other day looked so uninspiring that I'm worried. I'm worried about my take that Nussmeier needs to get it going if we're going to get that Heisman, buddy.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, so there's definite concern about Joe Sloan.
Yeah.
The OC.
Still can't find a running game.
Because, like, the amount of objective NFL talent on this offense is pretty spectacular. Their center Braylon Moore goes down. It seems to be up in the air whether he's going to play or not. At first it was a no. Now they're calling it probable. We'll see. Even then they got DJ Ches started there last year. No, it's not been what I thought it would be offensively, but it's been way better than I thought it would be defensively. So that's good for LSU. I would say this. The thing about LSU Florida is it's a classic throw the book out game. This is a fucking absurd rivalry. No matter who's good, who's bad. You said the other day, Brandon, it gives you some of the most ridiculous moments in the SEC, just in the SEC. And it's a game that, frankly, I don't think a lot of people care about outside of the fan bases themselves. But these 2 teams have played each other for so long, and the game's been a big game for so long that, like, the 2 fan bases really hate each other and can all call out specific years. Remember this happened, remember that happened. I hate that Florida lost.
Yeah.
Would have much preferred a more confident Florida coming in. Here's what I would say. How many times can you rally if you're Florida? Because last year they're absolutely dead in the water. Napier somehow holds that team together.
Yeah.
They finish so strong. They get the self-confidence. They get the self-belief. Then this happens. Can he do that again? Because that feels like it maybe would fall on deaf ears. And the game's in Death Valley. And it's at night. Give me the Tigers.
I think they got some breaks last year they're not going to get this year. Like down the stretch of that season, they got to play the most wretched Florida State team they've ever played. That ain't happening again. I think some of the breaks
I'm just saying
got,
they beat the fuck out of LSU last year. They
beat Ole
dominated
Miss,
LSU
too.
last year. Yeah, and they beat Ole Miss good too. Like DJ Lagway dominated LSU last year. But again, this year's LSU defense, a much different animal.
all right, Liam Blutman, the Cracker Barrel game of the week.
Yeah.
I'm the number 3 team in the country, goddammit.
Just relax.
Show some fucking respect.
Brandon Walker.
It's top 5.
I'm going to show some respect to you, big dog.
Yeah.
You love trivia. You're a dang good trivia player, yeah?
Thank you.
Couldn't win MVP, but I guess.
Last time Tennessee scored 20
One
points.
regular season MVP.
Last time Tennessee scored 20 points at home against Georgia.
God. 2011.
Was
12.
it Clausen a quarterback? No way.
It was 2015 when they beat Georgia 38-31. The last time they beat Georgia at home. They haven't cracked 17 points at home. Or they haven't cracked 17 plus. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah, more than
they
17.
they haven't been able to score on Georgia at all in a decade. Brandon Walker.
Yeah. Hello?
I regret so much that I flipped to Georgia and proclaimed them back-to-back champs. The real national champion's probably going to be Big Ev again. Let's just be real
Probably
and
right.
honest. Probably very right. I feel
Ain't no freshman
completely
winning.
good about saying that. I regret so much that I had put so much stock in Tennessee, said they'd be the surprise of the SEC, win 10 games, and left them right on the playoff bubble. Didn't put them in. Tennessee is a 3.5-point underdog despite not having their starting 2 corners for a reason, because Tyler Edmonds been one of the best freshmen in the country as one of their corners, and Mr. Hood on the other end, who's played at Auburn, Colorado, has been a demon. They are still good at corner, and when the 2 stars that ain't playing get healthy, look out for the Volunteers, man.
Yeah, I'll my Cracker Barrel game of the week is the exact same. It's Tennessee, Georgia. It's an SEC defining game. Like LSU, Florida isn't, because I think LSU is that team and Florida just isn't. And I think both of these teams are in contention to be that. Whichever way this game goes is kind of which way the wind's going to blow in the SEC this year. And the loser, I think, is just out. They're just going to be fighting from behind, sucking hind tit. I think Tennessee, I think that's going to be one hell of a fucking scene in Knoxville.
It's going to be, the environment's going to be as deadly as any you could walk into.
Because they had a good scene there a couple years ago, but Georgia was just too good then. Georgia was just better. And now I think Tennessee and Georgia are on way more even playing field. So my game of the week is, in fact, Tennessee and Georgia. Now, the under-the-radar game of the week. We'll start with T-Bob because his eyes are darting around the room, so we'll go with T-Bob.
All right, my under-the-radar game of the week. What I
Oh, it's
choose
gay
here?
T-Bob.
Let me look.
Oh, no, it's Dusty Rhodes T-Bob.
Did I sound like Dusty Rhodes for
A
a
little
second?
bit, if you will.
Now I need to sound. Now I need to listen to him and do an impression. Duke Tulane. Duke at Tulane. Storylines abound. Like Ev said, Tulane. Look, John Summerall's the next guy up, or at least he has that feeling as we're recording this right now. He's achieved a great consistency there. We have the offseason storylines of Darian Mensah leaving to go to Duke after his phenomenal freshman season. Gets paid over $3 million through the Ben Mintz grapevine. And through multiple grapevines. Summerall has kind of let it be known that, like, yeah, he's good, but like, we think we're fine on Mensah. And Mensah's looked really good for Duke, for the most part. At least statistically, he has. It's in Yulman Stadium in New Orleans. Tulane has some of the best uniforms in the entire country. Always an absolute pleasure to watch from that regard. Yeah, I like Tulane as a home dog. I mean, it's like whatever 1.5, but yeah, give me Tulane Duke and Tulane to get another Power 4 win to try to build their campaign.
Big Av, the under the radar game.
Also,
of the week.
Jake Retzloff.
Yeah.
Tulane. Yeah, that was one of my options. I'm gonna go with late night game. Minnesota at Cal. Cal, obviously, a lot of the talks about the Cal quarterback. He's looked great. This is obviously kind of like a big spot for him. Minnesota coming across the country. They've looked pretty good too. I think this is a game where it's sort of the radar because either team comes away with a win here. I think they feel very good about their chances going forward. I think either team gets a win here. You start really seeing some momentum get behind them, some little maybe national coverage. So yeah, Minnesota at Cal, late night.
Liam Blutman, the under the radar game of the week.
Forget everything that Big Ev just said and put yourself in my shoes. You guys will all be at Cosm Saturday night. I will not be doing the podcast with you guys, as I'll be at home chilling on the couch watching ball. And to me, Minnesota Cal really stands out. Can't wait for it. Of course, ball nowhere Ev just has to snipe it from me. But what he did, this is elite. This is not, sorry, elite was the wrong word. This is a very fun ball watching perspective at the quarterback spot where you have Drake Lindsay, who Minnesota is super high on. And I told you I was going to do a thing earlier. For Cal, you've got Jaron, Kiave, Sangapolutele. I said it almost correctly. I got a little weird at the end there. But you got JKS and Drake Lindsay, two great throwers of the rock who are very young, hopefully future faces of this sport. And it's just a fascinating game, man. Darius Taylor, not enough people get to go and watch this guy
Baller.
just tote the rock. This is someone that you're going to be dying to get on your fantasy football team soon enough. And then wide receiver Minnesota, Jalen Smith, nasty future.
Has our boy Corey done anything yet?
Also, Coy Parrish, great call to look out for. You gotta watch some late night Coy Parrish. That's what college football's all
Don't fuck
about.
with me. I'll watch late night Corey Parrish.
Was he at the pick six last week, or was that?
I thought it was because the white guy.
It was number 17. He doesn't wear 17.
Yeah,
does
I
he?
don't think so. I don't think so. But I thought the
Because I had a
same
moment. I
exact
literally
thing.
was like, "Is that Coy? Did he pick that thing?"
Kayce, the under the radar game of the week.
Well, it's not under the radar for us because we've talked about it a bunch, Ev, but it's Vandy, South Carolina for me because this is one of those games where we've seen what Diego Pavia can do the last couple of years. South Carolina has not looked great, but they're still, number 11 in the country. Liam, I know you probably don't care about that because it's an AP poll, but this is a massive game for both of these teams, but also for South Carolina to see really how real they are. And the Lenora Sellers, Diego Pavia storyline, Ev, I'm so fucking excited for this game.
I said, it's the storytelling. It's the unsung hero, the underdog. No one wanted, kicked around, military JUCO, and then you have Sellers, who's like this unreal, like just God's crafted quarterback. He's 6'4 plus 230, 240, can run, cannon for an arm. It's brilliant. Another one where the spread was 8.5. Now it's 4.5, 5.5. I mean, you give me Diego Pavia at points. It's a system play.
I feel like it's one of those.
Not as a favorite, but you put a plus sign in front of that guy. He's going to go play for your money.
And even though they had a pretty decent year last year for Vandy standards, I still feel like when, again, the casual fan is going down the slate, you see Vanderbilt next to it, you're like,
and you see a
whatever.
number next to South Carolina.
Especially, number 11 South Carolina versus Vandy, whatever. No, this is a massive game. Brandon?
I think this one of the more under radar games I've ever picked. Give me a Friday night.
Ooh.
Oh.
Hold on, let me see. What do I have written down on Friday? Okay, I want to see. Okay.
I like it.
Oh, I know
where
what it
you're
is. This
going.
is underrated.
Give me a Friday night in Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it.
Give
Love
me
it.
Houston is, and I don't know if I picked them as my surprise team in the Big 12. I think I might have. I think. Listen,
Willie Fritz.
Fritz.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Willie Fritz can coach his ass off.
Yeah, he can.
He's the one that got Tulane back on their feet.
And Connor Wegman's one of those hungry. I didn't make it in my first place. I got something to prove. Fuck you, motherfuckers. I'm that dude. I think he's sneaky, pretty
He's played
good.
well. He's played well so far.
And then Colorado's coming in, having found their quarterback.
Ryan Staub.
Brian Staub, the third string guy they put in at the end of the game, and he's just all of a sudden he's Brett Favre back there. So Colorado at Houston. Houston goes 3-0 with a home win over Colorado. Colorado's not the best team in the world, and Houston's not the best team in the world, but this is a sneaky, fascinating
Houston
game.
minus 4.5.
Minus
Is that
4.5,
big? Is that big?
I love the game, Brandon. I was talking to Mitzi about it earlier. I think Houston wins it comfortably.
I think they thump them.
I think they beat them pretty good, solidly. Comfortable win.
I think Staub impressing at the end of a game against nobody isn't really doing much for me as far as Houston and Willie Fritz. I really think this second-year coach effect for Houston is going to be very good. I think this is a team that's going to sneak around, and you think they're not that good. They're going to win 8 games in the Big 12, and all of a sudden the Willie Fritz era is pointing straight up. So I got Colorado, Houston on a Friday night. The player to watch this week, Kayce Louise Smith.
Close.
Kayce Llewellyn Smith.
No.
Kayce Jane
Llewellyn
Smith.
would be great, though.
Kayce
Lucille.
Nicole Smith.
It's very southern.
Kayce May.
Kayce Jane Smith.
It starts with an L, though.
Is it Casey May?
Lois.
Oh, that'd be great.
Kayce Lee Smith.
Yep.
Oh, Liz, there we go.
Leigh too,
Okay.
by the way.
Yeah.
We've already talked.
Casey Lee.
Oh, Kayce Lee. You talking about old Kayce Lee?
Oh, you talking about
Kayce Lee from Dallas?
bless my heart.
That's
Casey Lee.
that's my mother's middle name, too.
Kayce Lee's your mother's
Leigh?
Lee with the Leigh, yeah.
Hell yeah, I knew I loved
Yeah,
your
but I
mom.
thought it'd be
That's
L.E.
a New York Italian woman.
Oh, is it? See, I think it sounds very southern.
It is very southern.
Casey Lee.
Confirmed very southern.
Casey Lee.
Yeah, this broad won't quit bothering me. What's her name? Kayce Lee.
Kayce Lee. Shit, Bo. Oh, you seen Kayce Lee this Friday?
Yeah, everybody's seen Kayce Lee.
You guys are the worst. Player to watch. See, my entire brain is just focused
Kayce
on
Lee Smith is like an outlaw in like 1884
Yeah,
Texas.
yeah. It's, now that I think about it, it's actually the
You're
most
Like
cinematic.
Rosenhol's kissing Kate Barlow.
Yeah, you're like a train robber. You're like
Kissing
I'll
Kayce
take
Lee.
that.
Oh,
10
you
out of
talking
10.
about Kayce Lee Smith? I ain't talking about her.
See, I take that other than like the Southern Belle. That's the real like dumb one. That's
no,
you know,
you were absolutely
don't want-
robbing stagecoaches.
You don't want no smoke with Kayce Lee.
You were like walking out in the street in a dress or something, and they're like, "Oh, hey, howdy, ma'am," and you just turn and just start shooting.
She wears pants. Holy shit.
incredible. So I don't think we've talked about this game yet. So I'm going to sneak it in here. I'm going to say Austin Simmons because Brandon, you I know listen, this Ole Miss Arkansas game. A little tricky, a little tough. I still feel like we're missing something. I mean, Austin Simmons can't be that bad. He can't be. And I know that he may have gotten hurt. Not really sure. Also, what happened with Arch Manning for real? Did you see the whole thing about how they asked?
Look, I don't film you in the bathroom, so what
Yeah.
the fuck are you talking
I
about?
don't
That
know.
was a whole
Sark doesn't get enough credit for being fucking weird.
weird. I kind of like Arkansas is scary. Like Arkansas for Ole Miss is scary. So I'm excited to see this offense. I mean, it's another one of kind of the under radar games, but I'm ready to see Austin Simmons really turn it on. Lane Kiffin can't have a bad quarterback, right? He can't, right?
Your lips to God's ears. Big Av, player to watch.
Casey, right game, wrong quarterback. I
God
want to see
damn
Taylor
it, Big Av, you
Green.
fat piece of shit.
I want to see Taylor Green,
Yeah.
who they have played nobody. He's thrown 10
I
touchdown
was just going to
passes
say
in
the
2
exact
games.
line.
Yeah?
Right game, wrong quarterback. Go ahead.
Good. I mean, he's looked great. I mean, he showed flashes last year. He was a super big, 6'6", talented kid, athletic, big arm. Like he said, 10 touchdown passes. They played nobody, but they beat the shit out of both of them. He did throw a couple picks in the first game, but it is what it is. I think the huge game for them, obviously. Tone said, I kind of like Arkansas with the points, too. I think that enticed me even more because I think it's going to be a very competitive, close game. Yeah, I'm super excited to see. This could be a statement game for Taylor Green, a coming out party for Taylor Green, if you will.
So since we're already here, Arkansas was going to be they'll be my underdog of the week. We'll get there whenever. But because of this reason, I wanted to highlight the Taylor Green stats all the way through. Right now, 72% completion, 280 yards a game, 10 touchdowns, 2 picks, an additional 192 on the ground, 96 yards per game on the ground, another touchdown, averaging 10 yards carry, 10 yards per attempt. He's been unreal. And then on the other side, you look at Simmons, 3 touchdowns, 4 picks, 60% completion, no rushing numbers to really speak of. Feeling very bad about Ole Miss here.
Brandon will have a fucking field day at Cosm if Ole Miss loses.
Well, what happened last year?
That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
watched
Fair
it
point.
happen.
But just tell
And-
Cosm,
We
tell
lived it.
Cosm, if it happens for a second year in a row, go ahead and book us like 4 more trips.
Do you know how happy I am to see a giant and happy Sam Pittman on Saturday? Or how
Brandon
happy that
hates
would
Sam
make
Pittman.
me
Oh,
if that's what
man.
we get.
Brandon hates Sam Pittman.
I don't hate Sam Pittman in this circumstance.
You never forget that the clips from you celebrating the LSU win at Cosm is almost what kept us from Oxford.
Fuck those pussies. Liam, your player to watch.
Yep, I didn't
How
have.
many?
I didn't. Well, one. I've been keeping it to one. I was mad I was doing another quarterback. I definitely didn't have tweets of mine from 2022 about Taylor Green all ready to go. So we'll pivot. We'll do the classic Arkansas quarterback to Monmouth quarterback
Sure.
pivot here, and we'll go with Derek Robertson, 6'2", 200 New Yorker out of Hartsdale. No idea where that is. Does anyone? Do you?
I don't.
You
Hartsdale,
don't, all
Indiana?
right.
No,
Hartsdale, New York's
look it up.
very own Derek Robertson, the Maine to Monmouth pipeline. You laugh at this. You think nothing of it. He's got 833 yards in 2 games thus far, 10 touchdowns, 5 picks. You think nothing of it. He's all over NFL radars as a deep sleeper at the quarterback position. Fearless gunslinger. He's got a rifle. I'm very excited to watch him. This is a guy who plays against Charlotte this week. Charlotte hasn't looked good at all. He will end his FCS career as a top 20 all-time passing yards leader if he gets to 4K this year. 31 touchdowns, 6 picks last year. So the 5 picks this year just tells me he's taking a little more gambles. I like that. I like this kid, Derek Robertson. Watch him play some football.
So Westchester, about an hour from where I grew up.
All right.
There you go.
Shout out Westchester, New York.
Shout out Hartside.
Well, obviously, I had
Hartsdale.
Shout out Hartsdale.
I had Taylor Green as well.
So you pivot to like Colgate's wide receiver.
No. He had I don't like his character.
Okay.
So I guess it's Joey Aguilar.
I like that pick.
I guess it's Tennessee and the biggest home game they'll have this year in the biggest spot. It is Joey Aguilar for, we are all kind of lapping at the feet of Tennessee right now saying, wow, they won this quarterback trade. They won this quarterback trade. Well, let's just pump the brakes a little bit. He beat Syracuse.
We don't need to pump the brakes.
Well, hold on now.
It's not a bad play. Yeah.
Hold on now.
He beat Syracuse and he beat Nobody State the other day. If he wins this one, tear the brakes out and throw him away. Throw him in the trash.
Yeah. Cut the brakes.
I'm saying the judgment we've made through 2 weeks pales in comparison to what he can do right now by beating Georgia. That's what I'm saying. And that was very rude of you to cut that off.
I apologize. I just maybe I have like emotion attached where I hear that and I laugh because my guy's been laughed off the stadium 2 straight games and it's going to happen again Friday night against New Mexico. So maybe I just laughed at, hey, the trade is terrible. Yeah,
we're crowning Joey before he needs to be crowned, but if he wins this game, go ahead and find
I'm looking at like the guy don't even need a crown. The other guy's homeless.
But see, it ain't about the other guy.
No,
anymore.
but it's not. Yeah,
No,
that's
it
where
can't
your
be.
fandom's coming into play because it's not about Nico.
We're not talking about Nico.
This is
Nico's
about Joey being
he's
the
not
player
part
to
of this
watch
subject.
because his opportunity.
Right, this is Joey. Just Joey time.
Joey time. Watch his grandma cry when he throws a game-winning touchdown.
The Liam Blutman cover your eyes.
Wait, I didn't get to choose a player to watch.
You
bitch.
didn't pick one? You didn't pick one?
No.
Sorry.
It's Diego Pavia.
There's too many people on the fucking show.
I know. It's Diego Pavia. It's all the storylines Big Ev said.
5 of y'all just need to go.
David versus Goliath. You'll appreciate this. Remember when they called Rey Mysterio the Giant Killer?
Yeah.
And he was on that run like Kevin Nash, the Big Show. Yeah.
So it's Diego Pavia.
Yeah, but like Ev already laid it all out. Like those are the
Well, he
narratives at
sucks
play.
Diego Pavia's dick every show.
Well, but
I was
but
so early.
But
But
again,
so early.
like Ev said, narratively, physically, you could not get a bigger disparity than between Lenora Sellers and Diego Pavia.
All right. So we have the Liam Blutman cover your eyes. You have another ad?
Yeah, do you want me to?
Hit it.
Oh yeah, throw me my chain. That's right. All right, here we go. Check it out, camera.
Crunch
Time Hero. Here, Ev, hold this flying pig. PorkRinds.com, the nation's premier hub for pork rind lovers everywhere. We're bringing back our Crunch Time Hero of the Week campaign, a program highlighting outstanding college football players, all while raising money for a great cause. Each week during the 13-week regular season, one player with a standout player or key tackle will be named the Crunch Time Hero of the Week. These big boys will post on Instagram weekly, and each share of their post, listen up, each share of the post equals a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation. This is a nonprofit dedicated to helping families who are dealing with pediatric brain cancer, guys. The weekly winner with the most shares will receive the crunchiest accolade in all of college football, the Crunch Time Hero of the Year. Fans can learn about the campaign and share their heroes' posts on Instagram at porkrinds.com. So again, your share counts. Visit at porkrinds.com on Instagram. Or excuse me. Oh yeah, dot is spelled out. porkrinds.com on Instagram and share the weekly Crunch Time Hero post. Each share equals a $1 donation to fight pediatric brain cancer with ArcherFoundation.org. That's Archer-Foundation.org.
How many pigs do we have?
We have so many pigs.
Be Crunch Time Hero.
How many pigs have you thrown at Ev?
That's a lot of
It's
pigs.
a lot of pigs. Oh my God, there's
pigs
more.
can
That's a lot of pigs.
Brandon, what's your?
Look, that's an old famous. That's an old famous. Dude, that's an old famous LSU Florida game. Oh, 97.
Big Ed might have just set the record for most flying pigs caught.
I think definitely in the running. Give me
and,
another
he, and he
pig.
caught every
There's gotta
single
be another
one.
one in there.
The
It's
spicy
like
dill.
Chubby Bunny, but with
More
pigs.
pigs.
The Liam Blutman Cover Your Eyes Memorial Game of the Week.
No, start with Blutman. I need to hear Blutman's first.
If he takes mine, I'm
Well,
I
then you
think
go first.
I
You
think
never
he's
go
going to
first.
take
leaving.
mine.
I'm
Brandon, go first.
No,
I think you're
go
going to take
Liam.
mine.
I promise you I'm not taking yours. And I don't want to go too much into my process or logic. It's really fun, but it doesn't probably matter in the end. UMass at Iowa.
That's a good
he
one,
took
actually.
mine. So
Mine, good.
He took
good.
mine.
Mine
Sorry,
is,
sorry.
and you might see a theme. You might see a theme with mine very, very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, the Akron Zips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were my Liam Blutman Memorial Game of the Week, Cover Your Eyes Game of the Week in Week 1. They lost 10-0. They were my Liam Blutman Memorial Cover Your Eyes Game of the Week in Week 2. They lost 55-0.
Wait, so how much have they scored this year?
You're asking how much has Akron scored?
Yes.
Zip.
Oh, got it. Let's go, dude. Let's go.
And it might happen again. Akron's at UAB this week. The over-under is 55.5.
Good God, with a team with 0 points?
I just can't imagine ever wanting to watch that game. If you're in Birmingham, do you say, boy, I know we got the church function this weekend. I know there's a barbecue down the road, but Akron's in town. We got to go watch the Zips. They're my Cover Your Eyes Game of the Week, and at least until they score. That's mine.
So that was our around the office. This question for Roughness this week was, will Akron score? Brandon, what do you think their team total is?
55.5. It's got to be like 21.5.
It's 21.5. And Brandon Walker, if you are bullish on Akron not scoring a point this week, just know you could get under 16.5 at plus 220. Now, I will say UAB's defense is absolutely horrific.
It seems like an okay play, though.
I don't know how. Yeah, okay.
We're relaying info. We're having.
You can put the pigs down, F.
I just looked over.
I want him to hold him for the rest of the show.
T-Bob, what's your...
He's holding him like a newborn.
Cover Your Eyes Game of the Week.
I'm between two. So Kansas State and Arizona are two pretty shitty teams.
Yeah.
But it's a half-point spread.
And
I
So
like
it
that
could be
under.
like an exciting.
That
Yeah,
under.
it could be exciting. I'm going to go New Mexico at UCLA. So my theme has kind of been shitty teams that also have large spreads because it promises to be uninteresting in every single way. I doubt you think they're going to cover this in the Rose Bowl,
I
Liam.
hope they lose.
But 15.5-point favorites for UCLA. I won't watch a second of this, and I'll be very happy not to.
How long do you hope they lose? Just until they fire everybody?
Well, our ADs need to go for a few years. Like I say, he's too busy swiping up on girls' stories. Our head coach shouldn't have been hired. Our quarterback shouldn't even be in the city, and his brother should not be in town either. Keep losing, hit rock bottom. I'm excited to watch New Mexico. Jason X the man. Scotty Humphrey at running back, get me hyped up. Jack Lane, that's a quarterback with a ripper. They're way more exciting than we are.
I'm not good at these because I don't.
Yeah, Jack Lane, Idaho transfer. Also,
I don't
dude,
watch Group of 5 guys.
that's okay. Well, you can't do that and be a AP poll simp.
I'm not. No, I literally can because I am who I'm defending.
Big F, just to put your thoughts at ease here. No matter how long you hold them, they're not going to turn into bacon, buddy.
I'll put that.
You don't know that for sure.
Yeah, you actually don't know.
But
that.
if they did,
Oh God, they're so good.
I'd have a lot. I'd have so much bacon.
I love him holding these. The
I
entire
actually think
podcast.
sausage is the premier pig meat anyway.
here's the thing.
I think a pork rind is.
I don't think you can.
Yeah, I agree. A pork rind.
I don't think you can. That's not a meat, guys. I don't think.
Oh yeah, I guess it's just
you
fried
can.
skin.
You can take a meat out of a pig that isn't delicious.
I don't like
great.
ham.
Fair.
You don't like ham?
I hate ham.
Ham's
What
fantastic.
the fuck?
Ham's
Yes, no.
delightful.
It's so simple and
in a
easy.
variety
I don't
of
like it.
ways.
You're telling
in a
me-
ham sandwich,
You're so
a nice
crazy.
bacon.
No,
nice
listen.
cooked
If
ham,
it's
honey
in like
ham.
a firehouse sub in there, like a honey ham, that's one thing. Like I'm talking about the cooked hams that you have for like
Like
Yeah.
Christmas,
Yeah,
they're
no.
incredible.
Right.
Plate of bacon, plate of sausage,
Yuck.
plate of pulled pork barbecue. What you grabbing first?
jalapeno
what
sausage.
Depends on what the pulled pork barbecue looks like.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
fair.
mean, like any slow cooked great barbecue is always going to win. But if we're talking breakfast buffets,
Yeah.
a sausage link
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
premier
Yeah.
breakfast
With
buffet
jalapeno and
meat,
cheese.
dude.
You're right.
the small sausage links.
I cannot believe that Casey Lee Smith don't
Kayce
like
Lee
ham.
Smith?
No, I don't
That's
like ham.
wild, Mom.
Little
That's crazy.
Smokies? No, Little Smokies I'll fuck up.
Who's your cover your eyes game?
It was Iowa, UMass.
All right.
Iowa's disgusting to watch play football.
Moving
Mine
along.
was Eastern Michigan, Kentucky.
So, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time on this show, we will have the T-Bob's new category. Do we have any more advertisements before I go?
Yes,
Oh, hit it,
Brandon.
hit it.
So speaking of barbecue, I know you have a nice outdoor setting at your
I do.
palace on the lake. thanks to Wayfair. Also, if you think of game day, you probably think of some nice outdoor furniture, some tailgating stuff. The best kept secret for incredible and affordable game day finds is Wayfair. They've got coolers, grills, folding chairs, patio heaters. They've also got the indoor tailgating stuff with your TVs, stands, recliners, coffee tables, all the things you could possibly want. There's something for every style in every home, no matter your space or your budget. Wayfair is your trusted destination for all things game day, from coolers and grills to recliners and slow cookers. Shop, save, and score today at wayfair.com. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair. Every style, every home. Wait, did you guys do the parlay already?
No, we've not done the parlay.
So the DraftKings underdog parlay, right?
Yes.
The DraftKings underdog parlay. We can do it very quickly. It's me, you, and it's me, T-Bob, and Big Ev.
Yep.
Yes, I got booted.
So my underdog was taken by Big Ev, I believe. But that's fine. That just ball knowers are going to ball know.
You took mine last week. You took mine last week, to be fair.
Bless
Blutman
you.
can attest.
Give me Tennessee plus 3.5 at home against Georgia. That's mine for the parlay. Big Ev.
I talked about it. Diego Pavia will play, fight, scratch, and claw for your money as an underdog on the road. Vandy keeps it close, maybe even wins.
Yeah, Arkansas plus 7. Like I said,
all SEC.
I like Taylor Green here in this quarterback v quarterback matchup, and I mean, Ole Miss looked deeply unconvincing against a bad Kentucky team.
Agreed.
Now, it was in Kroger. It was at Kroger Field. You know, that's different, but
Yeah,
still.
Kentucky's. So if Kentucky had an average quarterback,
Yeah.
that game's different.
I also just don't
They
like...
got one of the few bad A&M ones.
What?
Well, they're everywhere. I don't
there's
like
a lot
that
of good
after the
ones.
game, Lane was like, sorry for all you bettors out there. We didn't cover. Like, fucking cover if you are paying attention to the spread.
Yeah.
Also, it wasn't a bad beat at all. Kentucky was covering the entire game.
That's what I like.
Outside
Don't
of,
go out
literally
there and
8 minutes.
apologize,
Yeah, it's true.
bro.
They were
like, just
firmly in the
fucking cover
driver's
it.
seat spread-wise.
You can't be in your post-game interview and be like, sorry we didn't cover the spread. Like, well, if you knew it was a spread, then don't let him fucking score.
He
at the
just
end.
wants everybody to like him.
Well, he fucked them because he took the he
called the
and I was on
timeout.
Kentucky, so he blessed me.
Yeah, he called the
But yeah, he
timeout.
called the timeout that let them kick the field goal, which
That's
was
what
the
I'm
right
saying.
play on Stoops' part.
Had to protect Mark Stoops from himself. Stoops about to run that bitch.
And your parlay is plus 869.
Thank you very
Go
much.
use the Barstool College Football parlay profit boost on the DraftKings Sportsbook. We love you. We thank you. We appreciate you.
All right, T-Bob, introduce your category.
All right. Apropos of last weekend, this is T-Bob Bear's Cave Drinking Game of the Week. And for me, it's a game with two fan bases that love to drink. That's the Backyard Brawl, baby. West Virginia Pitt. Make no mistake, it's been a disastrous season for West Virginia thus far. Dropping Ohio last week, losing Jaheim White for the entire season, losing their second leading pass catcher for the entire season. I'm still unsure about the quality of the game, but this rivalry holds a ton of hate, and I almost wanted to make this guy player to watch, but I knew I was going to talk about him here, and that's Eli Holstein. Eli Holstein, one of the most exciting quarterbacks in the entire country. 8 tuds, 2 picks thus far, 10 yards per attempt. He can run it as well. I am very much looking forward to Pitt WVU. It's in Morgantown, so that's going to give the Mountaineers a little bit of juice. That is my cave drinking game of the week.
Oh,
by the way, sorry. First backyard brawl for Rich Rod since this kept him out the national championship with the infamous Pat McAfee 13-9 game.
disgusting.
Yeah.
So like real PTSD shit for Rich Rod here.
Big Ev, the cave drinking game of the week.
I mean, Backyard Brawl is the only right answer. It's two drinking schools.
Yep.
It's two teams that hate each other, real rivalry, where they have chance of vulgarity. This is a game that if you want to throw a few back and watch, this is the game.
Fuck yeah.
And my hands are full, so I couldn't look up another game, so I'm just riding out the game that I chose. I
Liam,
chose that game. I'm staying with it.
cave drinking game of the week.
Root beer. You could drink root beer, Liam.
So my quantity of drinking, I don't drink obviously, but my quantity of drinking the stuff I drink is very low on a college football Saturday. Luke, you can attest to that. I have waters next to me. I barely even touch them. I'm so locked in and dialed in on the ball that I don't know how to give an answer for this.
Okay. Just give me the
Chaotic game of the week Saturday.
Give me a frisky fun pick.
That's okay.
Here,
Sit
all
this
right,
one out,
all right,
Liam.
Yeah.
I don't know how to answer
No, I
that.
got this.
That's
The
fine.
backyard brawl is obviously a great answer, but it's Florida LSU. Florida
True.
fans right
true.
now want to just drink their sorrows away. They want Billy Napier gone. So the Florida fans are going to be drunk as shit no matter what. And then LSU fans are the premier drinkers in
At
college
night,
football.
baby.
We know that. It's at night. And if you're watching that game as a casual fan of either, you got to drink too, because you got to drink in solidarity with the people of Baton Rouge.
Well, you're all wrong.
Oh.
The cave drinking game of the week is Arkansas at Ole Miss. I think there's going to be points. I can't trust either offense in Florida LSU. I don't know that you're going to be cave drinking to a 1916 game. They're going to be worse than that, but you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
LSU Florida, going back 15 years, does a lot of funky crap. I would argue over the last decade, no rivalry in the SEC has done more funky crap than Arkansas Ole Miss. They've had multiple 51-50 games. They've had multiple crazy shit happen. They had the original 7 overtime game in college football a couple of years ago in 2001. That was going back, but Eli played in the first 7 overtime game. That was Arkansas Ole Miss. You go through the years, Arkansas Ole Miss, just when they get together, they do stupid shit. The 4th and 25.
That's what I think about the throw behind the head. It kept Ole Miss from Atlanta.
That game was 51-50. They had another 51-50 or 52-51, something like that. Maybe it's 52-51. They've had 2 52-51 games in the past 10 years. What are the odds of that? This rivalry, when they get together, they do stupid, crazy shit. And I think that the recipe there is with a hurting Austin Simmons and a healthy Taylor Green, Arkansas is going to give them everything they want. I think this game, you could look up on Saturday night, it's 45-45 with 3 minutes left, and you just don't know what to do.
I'm shocked that T-Bob didn't pick Central Michigan versus Michigan. Since he likes to get drunk, Michigan.
I hope this bit ends with Dave losing some sort of bet and having to watch an important Michigan game with me and Kayce drinking red wine again. Like that's his punishment.
I think he'd literally he'd quit the company he created.
There's cave drink game of the week.
T-Bob, I think you're getting way too much crap for drinking in the cave. I think Kayce should be getting way more.
Why?
Look, me and Kayce Lee stand in solidarity together.
Kayce Lee Smith?
We were teammates. We were teammates in this.
Shit.
We were teammates in this. We were united. We shared a few great bottles of cheap red.
Yes.
It was fantastic.
Wait, first of all, if you think I'm not catching shit, you're crazy.
Well, yours is all private, though. His is public.
No. I actually caught no shit privately.
Oh.
It's all online.
Oh, he got some on the show that he
hosts. But she's getting like the real, like people like in her mentions like.
Those are idiots.
I'm getting defended by the people for the most part.
Yeah, actually, the democracy is speaking. They're like, since when is it wrong to drink? The difference is that, and I'm just not as loud as T-Bob.
True.
And he was trolling Dave a little bit more than I was.
True.
All right, week 3 is here. We will join you Saturday night with our live show at Cosm. What?
I forgot a whole category.
What?
Upset alert.
Oh, upset
alert. Did
alert.
I not do upset alert?
No, I thought we did.
Let's just run through them. Arkansas.
Ole Miss then.
Notre Dame.
Right?
What? Oh yes, like Ole Miss is on upset alert. Yeah, sorry.
All right. You say?
Notre Dame.
You say?
Clemson.
You say?
Ole Miss on upset alert.
And you say?
No spread out. Monmouth at Charlotte.
And I say South Carolina better be on high alert this weekend when Diego Pavia comes to town. All right, week 3 is here.
Are you gonna wear some maroon on Saturday?
Probably.
You can wear your Mississippi State maroon, and we can be in solidarity.
You don't have to give me permission to wear Mississippi State maroon.
But no, I'm just saying it's solidarity.
Saturday night, we're in Cosm, and we will do our live show from there. That's when we will join you next. If you are in the Dallas area or Texas, get over to Cosm. Get you some tickets. Come over and see us. We will do the podcast live for the audience there. Last year, because we had to wait for the late game, we probably went an hour after they closed. I would say 30 people stuck around.
And I mean, the place is closed down.
Yeah. 30 people stuck around, and they let them stay in there to watch us do it. So hopefully if we go right when the game ends this year, we'll have a better opportunity for people to stay.
We're doing the live show in the Dome this time.
Wow.
You know how last year we were like in the
in
the hall for this podcast? It'll be actually in the Dome.
We'll see you Saturday night. That's Unnecessary Roughness.